Okay, welcome back to the Underground Gear Room. Today's episode is my other guitar is a Warmoth. So, some quick context. So my very first guitar, well, it's not true. My first guitar I bought when I was probably like 13, and it was, I think, from like a pawn shop or a junkyard or something, and it was $30. And it was like a Telly. It wasn't a Telly. I don't know what brand it was, but it looked like a Telly, but like cream colored. It was beautiful. Second guitar, I think I got at a music store in St. Louis, Missouri, on summer vacation. I could be imagining that. It was a Fender Mustang, like a blue one, with a racing. I think it had like a blue racing stripe. Yeah, it was a Mustang. Of course it did. I never realized that before. Yeah, so it was a Fender Mustang, and it was blue, and it had like a racing stripe. Yeah, it was a Mustang, and it was like 1973. Duh. And that had, kind of a whammy. I think it had sort of a whammy on it. That actually got, that ended up getting stolen, although I recovered it, but it was ruined when I recovered it. But I had that for a while, I don't know how long. But probably not too long, because then I got the Strat, which is a 1973 Strat, although I think it was 1974 when I got it. And I still have it today. I've played it my whole life. It's a hardtail, it's brown, I'm sure you've seen it in some videos. But all those years, right, like from age 14 to forever, I always wanted a tremolo. And looking back on it, I can't believe, like why did I, all those years, what is that, 40, 50 years? Why did I not just get a Strat with a tremolo? I don't know. It seems crazy looking back on it, but I didn't. So anyway, and of course, like everybody, I always dreamed of having a vintage Strat, a pre-CBS Strat, basically, which I think is in 1963 in back, or something, 64 in back, 65 in back. But anyhow, I had that Strat my whole life. I always wanted a whammy bar on it. I took it to a luthier when I lived in Massachusetts, a really good luthier, and I asked him to do it, and he was like, please don't make me do that to your original 1973 Strat. So he sold me a Kramer with like a Floyd locking, Floyd Rose tremolo. He's like, dude, the tremolo alone is worth, he sold it to me. He just basically gave it to me because he didn't want me to do anything with my guitar. Anyway, years go by, and I got this, I'm rambling, I don't know why I said a little context, but now I'm rambling. So then, because I'm a storyteller. So then years go by, and 10 years ago, 10 years ago, we were living in Northern California, and our neighbor, Richard, if you're out there, Richard, God bless you, he said, oh, you play guitar? Or no, he was playing jazz. I was like, oh, yeah. He's like, you like jazz? I was like, yeah. He's like, oh, who do you like? And I was like, Coltrane. Dave, Miles and Coltrane. He's like, oh. He's like, do you play music? I was like, I play guitar. He's like, oh, check this out. So he pulls this case out of the closet and opens it up, and it's a Sunburst Strat. And I'm like, oh. He's like, that's a 63 Strat. And I was like, what? Like, right? The holy grail of it's a pre-CBS Strat, and it's Sunburst, which is my favorite color Strat. And he's like, yeah, I inherited it from my best friend when my best friend died, which was like sometime in the 80s. So it's just, I had it refinished. It was this horrible white color that had gotten all beaten up, so I had it refinished, and I'm selling it. I ended up buying it from him. There was a lot of question about its veracity. I took it to a local, I'm super rambling, huh? It's been a really stressful day. I took it to a music shop that originally had, he had like this certificate of authenticity from this music shop, saying this is a blah, 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 it's worth this much. So I actually took it there, and they said, oh, those are the previous owners, and the new owner said, I have vintage Strats, I'll look at it. So we took it apart, and he's like, I don't think this is real. I think this is, he's like, I wouldn't pay more than $1,500 for this Strat. And I was like, huh. So anyway, then I took it to Santa Cruz, and I had two music shops in Santa Cruz look at it. More Music, the owner, David Moore, and he tried to trick me out of it and basically steal it from me, which made me think maybe it was authentic, because he went to an awful lot of trouble. He said, oh no, that's not real, that's a piece of junk. Just I'll tell you what, leave it here tonight and come back and get it tomorrow. And I was like, why do you want me to leave my guitar here overnight unless she planned to like take all the vintage parts out of it? And he's like, you know, I'll just give me that one, and I'll give you, it's really not worth anything, but I'll help you pick out one of my guitars. And then the other music shop in Santa Cruz, what is it? Sylvan Music. The manager looked at it, and my friend Greg, who worked there, looked at it, and they didn't know. No one seemed to know. So I finally took it to Guitar Center in San Jose, and they put a black light on it and took a bunch of pictures and sent those all down to the Guitar Center vintage guitar head department in LA. And I don't know, they eventually emailed back that they would pay me I forget how many $1,000s, and I was like, well, is it real or is it fake? And he's like, I don't know. They'll buy it, so I guess they think it's real. I think it was real because I did a lot of research and serial numbers and parts were all real. But anyway, I sold it, and the whammy was amazing on it. I sold it because the neck was too big and because there was just too much lack of clarity about it. But no, I think it was all real. So then the point of the story is that after that, I bought an Eric Clapton Strat with a mid boost, which was great, but the neck was too big, so I sold it shortly after getting it. I got my money back, thank goodness. I sold it to a friend. And then I built this Strat. So, which is the point I was originally getting to. I built this Strat. Oh yeah, the name of this video is my other Strat is a Warmoth. So I built this Strat. I ordered this Warmoth body, I picked it out. It's a hollow chamber body. I ordered this Warmoth neck, and this is a Lindy Fralin pickguard with split rail vintage pickups. And then I got a Callahan tremolo and locking tuners. But what I originally did, because I love the neck on my, everybody's like this, why don't you just play? So I love the neck on my 73 Strat, the one I've had my whole life. It's a super skinny neck. I've never seen a neck that skinny. And even like Fender was like, no, we never made a neck that skinny. But it's true, because I have Roy at Anderson Guitars had that exact same guitar. He will verify that it has a super skinny neck. So anyway, I took the neck off of that, because the same problem. I asked my guitar tech now if he would put a tremolo on my 73 Strat, because I love the neck. And he's like, please don't make me do that. He's like, build one instead. I was like, all right. So I got this body, but what we did is take the neck off the 73 Strat, put the neck on here. So I had the 73 Strat neck, and then I put in these, is that right? Yeah, then I put in the Lindy Fralin pick guard. So basically, I put the 73 Strat neck on this body. And then I took this neck, when I got it from Warmoth, on the 73 body. So then I had my favorite neck, but on a new body, with the tremolo, with a whammy bar, a vibrato bar, with, my favorite color, Sunburst, and with these amazing Lindy Fralin noiseless pickups. Aha. Because actually, I got these Lindy Fralin noiseless pickups and put them in the 73 after one gig too many of like 60 cycle hum in some venue where I couldn't move because I was a radio antenna. So yeah, the Lindy Fralins were in the 73 already. So I built this guitar with that neck, and I put this neck on that guitar. I wasn't planning to play that guitar anymore. And the neck was too big. The neck was too big. And so then, and plus my wife was like, I can't believe you took your 73 guitar that you've had your whole life apart. Like, so I put the 73 all back together as it was originally, and then I had this neck on here, and I started playing the 73 again. But then my guitar tech took the 73 neck, and he took this neck, and he made this kind of system where he actually could map out like a mold of the 73 neck, and then he was able to use that mold to carve this neck down to make it match the 73 neck. So now what I've got is this now custom made neck with this guitar I built. So anyway, but then after all that, I got the Tom Anderson guitar, which is truly my dream guitar. The neck on it is just absolutely amazing. I love the color. It's light. I love everything about it. The pickups on it, the ones that came with it, I think they're called SC1s. When I played it back to back with my friend Strat that has Kinman, David Gilmour, like noise canceling, Kinman, David Gilmour set on there. Those pickups from my Tom Anderson, the original ones, sounded really muted and dull compared to the Kinmans, and I couldn't believe it. And I was like, wow. So I was thinking about getting a set of those noiseless Kinmans, but I heard about a guy in Australia. Kinman is also in Australia. I heard about a guy in Australia. Hold on a second. Don't go away. Oh, excuse me. Good thing my guitar is there. Otherwise, you would be getting a close-up. Oh, of something else. You see, that's the thing. I'm having a bad day. I think that's why I'm rambling. I'm having a bad day. I keep tripping over things. Bad day. It's ginger brew. So, hold on. That's good. Now I'm having a good day. Hey, Trader Joe's, free advertising for you. Can I do that? Did I just lose my YouTube license? So, I got the Tom Anderson. So I found out these other pickups called sliders, and I heard about sliders. So I saw a random YouTube video of a guy playing Strat, and it was called 10 Techniques for Strat Players. And his name, I think his name is Dan Patlansky. I believe that's right. So his tone was amazing. And I said to my friend, "Oh my God, that is the most beautiful Fender tone, that Fender amp, you know." And so I emailed him, and he's